Auckland, New Zealand, home to almost 1.5 million people, a bustling metropolis thriving amongst some of the most beautiful coastal scenery in the country. Surrounding Auckland's eastern border is the Hauraki Marine Park, scattered over 1 million hectares. Situated only 30 minutes ferry ride from downtown Auckland's central business district lies Motutapu. Motutapu is a recreation reserve administered by the Department of Conservation in consultation with a collective of local iwi, Ngā Mana Whenua o Tamaki Makaurau. The island is an open sanctuary, so New Zealanders and overseas travellers are welcome to visit any time. It is accessible by ferry to Home Bay, or private vessel to one of the many sheltered anchorages around the coastline. The Motutapu Restoration Trust was officially incorporated as a charitable trust in 1994, and since that time has spearheaded a major restoration project intended to restore and enhance Motutapu's natural and cultural values. Motutapu is also a working pastoral farm, and by far the largest of its type in the Auckland region. Rick Braddock is Deputy Chairman and Trustee of the Motutapu Island Restoration Trust, and he's also the Chairman and shareholder of Motutapu Island Farm Limited.
Farming seems to be in my blood. Although I was brought up in the city, I went through Lincoln College, worked on farms for a few years and always had a love of farming. So when the lease for Motutapu came up, it was a great opportunity for me with some investment partners to get into farming a large-scale farm relatively close to the city in which I lived. Motutapu is a conservation estate, and we practice pastoral farming alongside an ecological restoration program that's on a scale larger than anything that's been undertaken in this country before.
Motutapu is a working example of biofarming. That means feeding the soil with necessary nutrients, base chemicals, organisms and organic matter to encourage a healthy system for pasture to grow. These elements are added to the soil via natural products such as seaweed, earthworms and bacteria, as opposed to using synthetic fertilisers.
I mean, the animals are what they eat, and I think Rick has got an interesting program operating out here, farming biologically. From a grading perspective, they all made the top P2 grading.
The farming system at Motutapu has produced prime beef that not only shows higher trace elements, but is also high in omega-3 levels, so good for human health too.
Well, I think it's really important, and wherever you go over the world now, and like in lots of places in America and that, you can go to restaurants and they say even right down to which farm the beef comes off and everything. But they want to know where their beef comes from because there's so many mixed messages out there, and that they're over the cheap stuff and the stuff of dubious quality. So I think it's becoming really important.
Consumers can expect to see a marked increase in the quality of food being produced.
Increased red meat colour, nice white fat. There will be increased juiciness and tenderness in the eating quality of the product coming off here.
Motutapu Farm is a brand trusted to produce the finest quality meat. Meat that is sought after by leading New Zealand chefs.
Nice little bit of gentle marbling through the meat, which you kind of expect, and just looks absolutely fabulous. The redness, tightness, it's gorgeous. It'll be great. Let's go straight on the bars. It's going to get smoky. So we're going there for about 3 minutes in the oven. 4 to 5 minutes, let it rest. Let it redistribute all the juices back through the steak. Now we're going to give it a quick refire on the grill.
Rick is determined Motutapu be a prime example of how environmental protection and profitable farming need not be mutually exclusive.
more and more people visit this country and visit these islands. So I expect over the next few years and continuing that larger and larger amounts of people will come out to visit the island, to understand what New Zealand flora and fauna is all about, to understand the ways that we farm in terms of our agricultural use, and to see the volcano that is Rangitoto and the beautiful island that is Motutapu.
Motutapu, from pasture to plate.